Hi, my name's Torrin from High Level Selling, and thanks for joining me on another edition of Saturday's Sales Secrets. Today, in this short video, I just want to unpack why you won't shift your prospect into a positive state unless you're in a positive state yourself. And also, why is this even important in the sales process? Where I want to start with is the science is telling us that humans have a 10-to-1 negative bias. And this is an inbuilt system as part of our nervous system to keep us safe. The challenge is, in a sales process, it creates tension between us as the salespeople and our prospect. We want to be able to overcome this tension. What happens here is what I call is it shifts the prospect into the negative emotional state, or what I would call the negative zone. And what we want to do is, in the sales process, is shift them from that negative zone into the positive zone or a positive emotional state. And the reason we want to do that is because nothing really good happens when someone's in a negative emotional state. And further to that is that we know that prospects or humans are more likely to be compliant and influenced when they're in a positive emotional state. Now, there's a bunch of reasons of how you can shift the prospect into that positive emotional state. And in our sales accelerator program, as one of the pillars, which is two of 5 pillars, is how we actually shift the prospect into a positive emotional state, as I said, where they're likely to be more compliant and influenced by whatever your product or service is that would help them with the solution of their problem. Now, to do this, the most important thing we need to do is we need to shift ourselves into a positive emotional state in the first place, because nobody who's in a negative emotional state can shift someone else into a positive emotional state. So that tension that gets created within you needs to be relaxed. So the major tip here on today's message is to make sure that you get yourself into a positive emotional state, feeling calm and relaxed. And whatever tension that is within you, you need to remove that. Otherwise, the sales process will be doomed right from the very start, because the energy gets transferred to your prospect. They stay in a negative emotional state. And then what happens towards the end of the sale is when you get all the objections, because their internal nervous system doesn't feel safe, which is what they need to feel to build trust. So trust is really another word for feeling safe. So think about the positive emotional state as being in the safe zone where they'll build trust, and the negative emotional state or the negative zone is where they feel unsafe and trust does not get formed or not being built, which is what we want. As we all know, that trust is one of the major factors, or the invisible force that helps us connect with our prospects so they feel comfortable with us, and then they're more likely to be compliant and influenced by whatever our solution is. So that's the tip for today. And going back to where I start is that you won't shift a prospect into a positive emotional state unless you're there yourself. So for these and more tips, you can reach out to me if you want to know more about high-level selling. Remember that high-level selling is where the art of selling meets the science of human behavior. Now, if something I've said resonated with you today, please put some comments in this post where you found this, because I want to enrich the conversation with your experience around this and potentially help other people on their sales journey as well. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you next time.